Welcome to Authors and Innovators 2021. I'm Dimos Parneros, and I am pleased to be joined today with Clean Cult CEO and co-founder Ryan Lupberger. Hey, Ryan, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me today.
Fantastic. It's great to see you. So
Likewise.
let's just jump right in today. Um, Tell us about the company. Tell us what made you come up with Clean Cult. And also, I hear there's an association with Babson.
Yep. So I'm a Beaver, pure and true. So went to business school there and graduated 2018. So great to be here, Gren. Great to be in the interview today, and happy to share more. So we've had a really kind of exciting last 4 years. So personally, born and raised Colorado, always been pretty natural to my core. Used to play in the organic food space for quite a while, and then actually when I was at Babson, looked at the back of my bottle of laundry detergent in 2015, 2016, and there were no ingredients listed, right? So did all this research, and I was actually in E-Tower, the community over there. So my roots with Babson run actually quite deep.
Right?
And I was basically this whole research of why, right? Why aren't there any ingredients here? And the more research I did, it's just the craziest this cleaning industry became. There's limited regulation. You have the FDA, USDA, and the EPA actually don't really regulate the space. So it was a pretty crazy industry. So then I looked for the natural alternatives, Method, Mrs. Meyer's, 7th Generation, Baby Organics, and loved the products, but they're all covered in plastic, right? And it kept coming back again and again is how could these better for the world cleaning products be better for the world if they had so much petroleum, right? So frankly, I thought there could be something better out there. So honestly, spent actually about 3 years. We joined the Babson Summer Venture Accelerator with Debbie Kleinman. And really, Babson was one of the reasons we got off the start originally. And we came up with the model we have today. So our model works. You start with the last bottle of soap you'll ever need. It's a beautiful permanent vessel you can really kind of be proud of in your home. We're actually the only company in the world that can put soap in a milk carton. So it reduces about 90% of plastic on store shelves, launched in 2019, and it's been, frankly, an exciting journey ever since. So we're in about 5,000 doors today. We are growing rapidly in hand soap, dish soap, all-purpose cleaner, and laundry detergent. And it's been an exciting ride since Babson.
It's funny you mentioned the recycling part. I know in our garbage bins, the recycling pile is much bigger than the garbage, and it's a lot of cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
What do customers love more? Is it the recycling aspect or the cleaning aspect?
Yeah, so I think originally when I used to work for more the social venture space, and I got frankly pretty frustrated with the community because I think a lot of these entrepreneurs prioritize mission over product excellence, right? And they said people are going to sacrifice to choose, frankly, let's call it less products or worse products because they're better for the world. And when we started this, it was how could we do both, right? How could we create a model that was price parity, that was highly effective, that used ingredients you could actually understand alongside packaging that was reduced or even zero waste, right? So we actually wanted both. So it's taken us many, many years, right? So we first started iterating on formulations in 2016. We're on V9, frankly, for that matter. And we finally feel like we're there. So it is parity with the leading naturals and even most of the conventional cleaning products, but also has packaging, right? Or has paper-based packaging that reduces all the plastic. So I think for us is our value prop uniquely that people get excited about the brand is packaging. But the reason they stay with us is the formulations, right? And making sure it's just as effective with ingredients that are really, really natural that you can really feel safe with. So for us, it's kind of arm in arm.
Yeah, I know in our house, both work really well, and as a user, I can attest that. So let's move on. During COVID, which we've talked a ton about, I think every household talked more about cleaning and cleaning supplies than ever before. I'm sure you've been asked this many times. What was the impact on the business?
Yeah, for us it was mixed, right? Thankfully I was healthy throughout, right, as well as my family and our team. We saw two major trends, let's call it. So on one side, our online business really grew very substantially, right? So Amazon almost grew about 800% overnight, right? We now have one of the leading listings for hand soap refill on the platform. We are Climate Pledge preferred and have some really good momentum there. So our e-commerce business boomed, right? Same with our D2C business. It grew very substantially, about 30%, and our acquisition cost went down by about 30%. So it's really healthy. But our retail business, there are a lot of challenges, right? As retailers, they've made very aggressive zero waste goals, right? So they've said we need to be 100% recyclable, refillable, and compostable by the end of 2025 and have limited progress, right? So we are perfect for CVS's of the world, right? Or Kroger, all these big retailers. But we had no success basically in retail because they locked down their supply chain saying we will do only conventional products that kill, right? So it's been a challenging 12 months in retail. We're now finally really hitting our stride. Retailers are now finally, we call it the rubber band effect. People now are worried about what have I been putting on my skin for the last,
Right.
18 months? What have I been putting in my home? How much bleach have I been using and what's happened with the air quality, right? So I think we're really seeing now the flip side. We're going into about 10 retailers as we speak in about 5,000 stores. But that's taken a long time to get to normal, let's call it.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see the challenges that retailers are dealing with, and I think those that don't jump in are going to be left behind. It's hard work, but it's definitely worth it. In fact, I just saw a really exciting launch at a store in New York that I was shopping, so I was pleased to
Yeah,
run into the product.
yeah.
So, well, actually, you talked about the challenges. Let's go with our last question, which is, I mean, lots of entrepreneurs listening or watching this. Any advice? I mean, you've gone through the lessons, not always easy, but what thoughts can you share?
Yeah, so I mean, for us, it's what year 6, year 5 for us, dog years, and it's been a great journey. I think for us, we kind of adhere, and these are not from myself or from an even better entrepreneur than me, but it's endurance and optimization, right? So our model has radically shifted every year. We started with just better formulations. We then moved to basically just 16-ounce milk carton refill. We then have 32-ounce. We then have glass refillable vessels, right, with better formulations. We were way too expensive. Now we're finally price parity, right? So it's just been a long time iteration. And when we first started this, we leaked, we exploded on store shelves. We had over 35% product write-off,
Mm.
right? That's millions of dollars. And we had to work through that, right? And I think paper packaging is uniquely difficult and challenging. And it's even still we're working through challenges, right? So for us, I think it's those two words kept coming back again and again and again is we're in a low margin category. It's expensive to ship, right? It leaks, it explodes. We actually had to build all of our own machinery for this because you can't run a non-food product, so let's call it soap, right, on a food machine. And the only milk carton machines out there, it's water, it's juice, it's milk, right? So we actually had to set up our own manufacturing plant to some extent. So it's I think the biggest opportunities for entrepreneurs out there are this ESG sustainability shift. I think that's incredibly exciting, but it's a long ride. I think all in 8 to 10 years probably, if not more. But it's been a really really rewarding journey and excited for years to come. Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth it. Clean Cult's a great brand and a great company. No shortcuts from what you're saying. Brian, thanks so much for being here. And for everybody who's interested, check it out on cleancult.com. And thanks so much for being part of the Authors and Innovators 2021.
Likewise. Yeah. Thanks again for having me.
Bye. Bye.